When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike. Today we're going to be doing another episode of the Halloween Spooktacular Extravaganza, episode number 19. We're going to be continuing Originals versus Remakes week, and today we're going to be talking about Dawn of the Dead from 1978 as well as the remake from 2004. So let's get into the background on both of these films. So the original Dawn of the Dead from 1978 is directed by George A. Romero and is about during an ever-growing epidemic of zombies that have risen from the dead, two Philadelphia SWAT team members, a traffic reporter, and his television executive girlfriend seek refuge in a secluded shopping mall. Now, this is a film I have not seen in a number of years just because, for some reason, even though it's a classic film, it is really, really hard to get a hand on a physical copy of it that isn't, outrageously expensive. It is really hard to find it on streaming without spending a ton of money on just even renting it. But it is a film that I think is genuinely a great film. From the beginning, it just sets up this really, really cool premise of just these zombie apocalypse survivors in a mall, and they're defending for their lives with this biker gang that comes in at one point, and then of course zombies that are attacking them, and just exploring this mall, seeking refuge there, and trying to make it through this apocalypse while staying in this shopping center. And this is a sequel to Night of the Living Dead, which is another classic zombie film. And I would review that here, but I have not seen the remake of it by was it Tom Savini, I believe. And yeah, this film is a really cool movie. Probably my favorite Romero film. I think it's a fantastic zombie film. The effects are great. The direction's great. The story is great. Performances are really good. And it really holds up. Even being from the 70s, it's just a really fun zombie flick that I highly recommend to anyone who hasn't seen it. And even though it is extremely hard to get a hold of. Even while being a classic appraised film, it is really insanely hard to get a hold of. Now, the 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead is directed by Zack Snyder and stars Sarah Polley, Ving Rhames, Jake Weber, Mekhi Phifer, Ty Burrell, and Michael Kelly, and follows a very similar concept of a group of survivors taking refuge in a shopping mall after the world is taken over by aggressive flesh-eating zombies. Now, of the two Dawn of the Dead films, this is definitely the one that I've probably seen the most. I am a huge Zack Snyder fan, and this was his very first film. And I have gone back to watch this film multiple times. I think it's a really solid zombie flick. I don't know if I quite prefer it over the Romero movie, but it is still a fantastic zombie flick. There is some really gross out stuff in it though, and that's really like the only thing that's holding it back for me that I would definitively say is better than the Romero flick. But honestly, I think just the direction is even better, the performances are even better, the cinematography, the score, I think the effects are almost even better than the Romero flick. It's just there's so many scenes that I like legitimately just like look away every time I'm watching them. There's just like one scene that has to do with like a zombie baby, and it's just like I don't really know if I'm into that. It's just like it's really weird stuff that even though I love Snyder, I don't know if it was the direction to really take things per se. And this also, I've only seen the extended cut. This might just be in the extended cut. I'm not really sure, but yes, there's some stuff in this film that is just like really nasty, and there's a couple characters in there that are just really stupid. Like the main one everyone talks about. There's this chick that basically, like they send this dog down in the middle of this horde, and she thinks that the zombies are gonna kill the dog, even though they don't. They don't want to kill the dog. She goes down and tries to save it anyhow, and it's just like, okay, kind of stupid, but Yeah, other than those complaints, though, I think this is just a really, really fantastic zombie flick in general, and um, I think it. I mean, obviously, other than just the fact that it's a lot easier to find than the Romero movie, I think it is pretty. I mean, it's a lot more rewatchable probably than that Romero flick. Just a really nice, digestible, breezy little movie with a really. I mean, it's a great concept, a great ending, and also it's just a Zack Snyder film, and I am a Zack Snyder guy. I really enjoy the film, so yeah, I absolutely recommend it. So in general, I love both versions of Dawn of the Dead. I think the original Romero flick is a classic film for a reason. Even though it's kind of hard to get your hands on it, I definitely recommend to anyone who's a zombie fan. And also, the Zack Snyder film from 2004 is another fantastic zombie flick that, even if you're not a big Snyder guy, I think it's worth watching just because of how well directed it is for just like a zombie flick. And yeah, I absolutely recommend that to any zombie fan as well. So thank you guys for watching, and if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. If you like this video, make sure to like as well, and hit the bell notifications so you don't miss any other future episodes of the Spooktacular Extravaganza for 2024. See you guys tomorrow for episode 20.